Hello everyone. On today's trip through the woods, we will be building a folding table. They're great to use at craft shows because of their foldability and storage. Alright, let's get to making this thing. I'm using selected pine 1x4s. First, we need to cut 4 boards at 31 inches for the legs, and then 2 boards at 17 1/4 for the side braces, and 1 board at 35 3/4 for the back brace. To build this table, we need to use a half lap joint. A half lap joint is when you remove half the thickness of 2 boards you want to join together, so they will sit flush with each other. The first step is to mark out where you want the joints. So I mark all 4 legs and the back brace. I put an X in the spots I need removed. The back brace is marked on both ends. The side braces are marked on one end. Here I am setting the saw to the right height, so that only half the thickness will be removed. When setting the depth of cut, you want the middle of the saw blade to be where you set the depth. Time to cut. I start on the outside edge of the first board, but later I cut a couple of times at my mark, then go from the end. This way was easier than the first way. This joint can be done on a table saw or even a circular saw with a speed square. I used a regular arm saw because I'm still working on the table saw build. When you see me move the board back and forth, this is to smooth out the saw marks. I'm going to try to put up videos more often. Hopefully you're enjoying these videos. If you are, hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Here you can see what the lap joints look like. The boards are flush with each other. Now that all the joints are cut, we will start with the back brace glue up, using a speed square to ensure we are square. I could have used a pin nailer to keep the boards in place until I clamped them, but honestly the nailer was across the shop and I was being lazy. When placing the clamps, I check again to make sure that I'm square. I would have done this even if I had pin nailed it. After gluing up the back brace, I glued up the side braces also, using the same method. You can see them here as I take the clamps off after the glue dried. Next, I round over all the edges with a round over bit. I think it gives it a nicer look than just straight edges. And now, sanding. Oh, my favorite part. Guess what? More sanding. I know that's why you all subscribe, is to watch me sand, right? But if you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit the bell to be notified for more videos, and maybe more sanding. Now to install the butt hinges on the back brace. I lay out the side brace leg to be attached. I use a speed square to make sure the top is flush and that it is square before attaching. and then I repeat. Here I'm checking to make sure the hinge is not binding, then I install the rest. I measure out 6 inches from the ends and place the 270-degree hinges. Mark the holes, pre-drill, and screw them down. This tabletop was a rescue piece that was given to me, so I built the leg measurements to fit the top. I didn't want it to go to waste, plus it was already finished. The top measures 40 inches wide by 18.5 inches deep. The 270-degree hinges I looked for all over town, but couldn't find them. So, Amazon to the rescue. I was worried that the tabletop would not fit, but it fit like a glove. Here I am using the speed square to set the side legs to the same width. I cut 4 blocks 3.5 inches long and installed them to the bottom of the tabletop for the locks for the side legs. With the table folded out, I placed the carry handle on the bottom side of the table. And here it is, finished and folded out. You lift the top, fold the legs, flip the top, and carry away. I hope you enjoyed this build. I know I did. If you did, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment. And as always, thank you for joining me on this trip to see what the bear is doing in the woods.